Welcome to my annual credit card review, and this time it's a revision of the OCBC best credit cards, but something really different this year because I want to go more in depth and see how some credit cards work together with the bank accounts, especially in this high interest environment. Specifically, we are talking about the OCBC 360 account, and I'll focus on cashback credit cards today. Now, the only two cashback credit cards that are eligible for the OCBC 360 account are the OCBC Infinity and the OCBC 365 credit card. And many of you should be familiar with the OCBC 365 because it had been existing for a long time, but Infinity is a relatively new card just launched last year. Anyway, SingSaver is still running their new to bank for OCBC credit card holders, so if you do not hold any OCBC credit cards or you have not cancelled any of them within the last 12 months, you are eligible to get this offer. So the terms and conditions are rather simple. Just make $500 of eligible spending within 30 days of card approval. So make sure you have something that you want to spend on, or if not, you could just buy some gift cards from Haymax or Shopback. Those will be eligible retail purchases as well. But let me cover about the OCBC 360 account first for those of you who are new here, because it's one of the best high interest savings account where you can get up to 4.65% per annum for doing very simple criteria. So to be clear, the 4.65% per annum will only apply on the first $100,000 of savings in your OCBC 360 account, and to get the 4.65% you had to satisfy the salary, the spend and the savings criteria. So for salary, you need to credit a minimum of $1,800 through corporate gyro via the salary payment code, and it can be of PayNow Sala also, I heard. So with the salary criteria, you'll get an effective interest rate of 2.5% per annum. Next, let's go to the save criteria, because you need to increase your average daily balance month on month by at least 500 Singapore dollars, which means last month you may have a savings of $90,000, but next month you need to hit a minimum of $90,500 to get your save bonus interest. So once you fulfill this criteria, it will give you an additional interest rate of effectively 1.5% per annum. Lastly, the spend criteria, because there are only a few credit cards of OCBC that is eligible, and for cashback there will be OCBC 365 and OCBC Infinity, because you have to meet a minimum spend of $500 per calendar month, and that will give you an effective 0.6% effective interest on the OCBC 360 account. Take note that OCBC Frank is not part of the eligible credit cards for this spend criteria, which is why I did not go through them in this video. But I do want to dive a little bit deeper into this spend criteria, because you look at $500 per month and an additional 0.6% per annum effective interest. That means if you take 0.6% multiplied by $100,000 divided by 12, you get an effective $50 per month. So by fulfilling the spend criteria, you get additional $50. Now based on that $500 spending, $50 divided by $500 of spend, that's an effective 10% cashback. And this is still not including the additional rewards you will get by spending on the credit cards, which is why if you really want to learn of the deep strategies that you may not even have heard of, then come and join us at over 13,000 members at the Honey Money SG Telegram group. Let's talk about the first credit card, which is OCBC Infinity, because this is like the brand new product since last year. The headline benefit is that it gives 1.6% unlimited cashback on all eligible retail spend, with no minimum spend requirements and no cap on the cashback. Sounds really good, right? Cashback will be automatically credited by the end of the following calendar month. So for example, you make your spending in February, by the end of March you will get your cashback. Now even though they say it's 1.6% unlimited cashback, there are some exclusions that will not earn that cashback. For example, in the terms and conditions, you can see that utilities, insurance, 6540 prepaid wallets, hospitals, education and government services are all excluded. So don't use the OCBC Infinity card for that. And OCBC Infinity is not the premium credit card, it's an entry level, which means that you only need $30,000 of annual income to apply, and the card annual fee is at $196.20. Good news is there is a first year fee waiver of the OCBC Infinity card, but thereafter you need to hit a minimum of $10,000 per calendar year in order to be eligible for the annual fee waiver. So if you were to annualize that $10,000 across 12 months, minimally you need to hit $833 per month, which I think is quite difficult, because that will also mean that you have a lot of opportunity costs going on unless you are spending it on other things. But you know what's an even better reward is a word from the sponsor. If you just need one good reason to use Webull, here it is. I know investing may sound really complicated to a beginner, especially when you don't know all the terminologies and what are they talking about. Webull Learn is an educational resource where you can start reading up about investing to build up your knowledge and start on the right foot. To access Webull Learn, go to your Webull app, then click on Markets, then Learn. Or go to Webull Singapore homepage and click Learn. From app tutorials to how macroeconomic news affect international markets, Webull Learn caters to your learning style, all conveniently accessible within the Webull app and website. You can also do 1 point a day challenge to learn bite-sized information and participate in the quizzes to build your financial knowledge. Whether you are into stocks, options, or market research, Webull Learn covers a wide range of topics to suit your needs. For new to Webull customers, you can also receive attractive welcome rewards. Firstly, the deposit promo, where if you fund at least 2,000 Singapore dollars, fulfill the requirements and you can get up to 2,500 Singapore dollars of Tesla shares. There is also a share transfer in promo, where if you transfer shares value at least 5,000 US dollars and fulfill the requirements, you can get up to 3,000 Singapore dollars of Tesla shares. So don't miss this offer and use my referral link down below or scan the QR code right here to get your Webull account today. So that's OCBC Infinity for you. Secondly, I'll go on to OCBC 365, which many of you should be familiar with. Now, the update to the OCBC 365 card is that now it has 2 tiers instead of the minimum $800 spend tier. So for tier 1, you need to hit a minimum of $800 spend with a cashback cap of $80. Then for tier 2, if you hit a minimum of $1,600 of spend, you get a cashback cap of $160. So OCBC 365 will cover a variety of categories, but let's go through what are some of the more popular ones. You get 6% at all petrol service stations, up to 22.92% petrol at Caltex and 21.04% at Esso. You also get 5% dining at 5811 caterers, 5812 restaurants and eating places, online food delivery, specifically Foodpanda, GrabFood and Deliveroo. But the sad thing is this card has already excluded fast food MCC, which is 5814, so don't use OCBC 365 because it's not the eligible category to earn 5% cashback. And that will include your Snap QR on hawker centers as well. And then there's a list of other retail purchases that you can earn 3% on. These are grocery with merchant category code 5411, land transport like your Simply Go bus and MRT, taxi, Grab and private hire vehicles, drugstores and pharmacy like 5912 Guardian or Watsons, streaming services like Netflix, Disney+, Spotify, Apple Music, EV charging like SP Digital, Green Lots and whatever. And you can even get 3% on your telco and utility bills on these merchants like StarHub, Singtel, M1, MyRepublic and Circles Life. Then for electricity, we have Geneco, Keppel Electric, Sembcorp Power, Senoko Energy and Singapore Power. But make sure that you save this credit card into the mobile app for recurring payment. Okay, one-time payment, I don't think it registers for the cashback. So for the OCBC 365 card, it is also an entry-level credit card, which means for Singaporeans and PRs, just $30,000 of annual income will satisfy the criteria. And the annual fee of $196.20 is waived for the first 2 years. Then after that first 2 years, you will need to hit a minimum spend of $10,000 per calendar year to be eligible for the fee waiver, just like OCBC Infinity. Like I said, if you can hit the minimum $800 of spend every month for OCBC 365, I think it's an easy card to clock that $10,000 per annual. But if you were to ask me to compare between Infinity versus 365, which credit card for cashback would I choose for OCBC? I would say I'll go with Infinity instead of 365 because Infinity does not have a minimum spend requirement. But for OCBC 365, it's a more specialized spend credit card. Like you spend a lot on utilities, you get a 3% cashback. Or if you're driving petrol stations, you spend a lot and you spend a lot on dining as well to get a 5%. Otherwise, the rest of the 3% rebate or cashback is not really attractive to me. But that being said, if you are just using OCBC Infinity to get $500 of spend, you cannot hit that $10,000 calendar per annum spend for fee waiver quite easily because $833 per month. That's quite a lot. So here is my quick review on the OCBC 2024 cashback credit cards. What about the miles and rewards credit card? I'll go through them in a separate video and you should see it on this screen when it's ready.